Hello guys, welcome to another video by Smurf Masher. Today I'm going to show you how you can edit the King's Castle, which you'll be able to find if you've either unlocked it in the original game, or if you're playing Sandbox you'll just have access to it immediately. And it's a good castle, but it's not very big, and I'm hoping that you guys have got bigger ambitions than that, and maybe you want to make something truly huge, build maybe a city wall that goes around an entire city. You can put hundreds of houses in there. I'll show you how you can do that and how you can make this castle much bigger, and how you can adapt it to your needs. So what I'm doing now is I'm cutting it into bits and I'm pasting it outside of the walls so that it's easy for me to edit them and adjust them later. This original castle was damaged, and also I want to make the walls longer and I want to join it up in a particular way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare pieces and I'm going to cut them apart, as you can see here. Now when you're doing this, quite often you'll have to go in and do a couple of manual alterations, fix a few blocks that have come out in the wrong place after copy and pasting, or you may just want to customise it a bit, because you're going to be using these patterns a lot, so you may as well add as much detail as you can. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just fixing up these walls so that I can create a consistent pattern that will repeat. And the pattern on this is it's got two smaller buttresses and then one large buttress either side of it. And I'm going to mix that up a little bit. I'm going to change it so that I think there's 3 buttresses in the centre. You can do whatever you want, but what I did was I chose a pattern that was the easiest for me to copy. And normally the easiest way to copy it is to have the largest buttress at the edge and have the 2 smaller ones poking out on the left hand side. And then what you can do is you can just overlap directly on the buttress and use that as a marker for where you join it up. And that works quite effectively. And then after I've copied the top here, what I'm doing is just copying the bottom part of the wall and flatten on the end, and I'm going to paste that along. I'm also getting rid of these little caps that come out the bottom, the supports at the bottom of the wall. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to make this wall taller, and for now I'm not going to add any more detail to the front. I might do later, but not now. And I just want to be able to extend it easily, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Now, as you watch me doing this, you see that I mess up quite often. What I found was that it worked when you try to line it up. You actually have to make it so it looks like it's slightly raising up, and it's what you need to look at is the bottom. The bottom is always exactly the point which you need to line it up. The top lies to you because it kind of moves a little bit, but just use the undo button if you place it wrong. Have a look at it, make sure it's lined up in the right place. It's quite important to make these joints correct. So now that I've got this design and I've neatened up the wall and it's a pattern I know works, I'm saving it so that I can use it again and again anytime in the future. Now you got this, you can just put 10 of those in a row, 20, 30, 40, and you can just keep on extending. And it's very powerful. I love this feature in LEGO Worlds, it's great, it's so useful. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this entire corner piece, which includes the tower, the two walls going in two different directions, and once you've got this saved, you can put a corner piece on any of those walls that you can lay, and you can make it as big as you want, and you just keep on going. If you add a few towers to your inventory as well individually, then you can dot a few of those on the end of the walls and just keep on going, and you can really just make it so epic, but just by adding more and more and more things from your inventory. And what I would stress to you is anything you save in your inventory, make sure it's good. You know, put as much time and effort into it as you can. It's worth spending an hour on it to make it really awesome, and then use that awesomeness like 20 times, and it's 20 times as awesome, which is great. And yeah, now hopefully you'll see the after effects of this once we've finished. I think you'll be impressed, I hope. But then the thumbnail of the video probably gave that away, I'm thinking. Okay, so now I'm just joining up those corner pieces, and obviously there's going to be 4 of them because there's 4 corners, it's going to be square. And once I've done this, I've got a really cool castle. You're probably wondering, why is he floating it in the middle of the sky? That's no good, is it? Well, I'm going to bring the land up to meet it, just to make it a little bit more epic, make it look like it's coming out of the ground, and it's like built on an old stony cliff, and it's going to look pretty cool. So I'm just going to use the raise ground tool, and I'm just going to bring the ground up underneath, and I'm going to merge it in with the walls. Now you can see that I'm overlapping the walls a bit. Doesn't matter, that's what I want. I want it to look like it's kind of built into the stone and it's been there forever, like almost as if it's grown out of the stone. And afterwards I'm going to do one final trick which will explain why I'm doing this. So now what I need to do is paint it. I'm just using stone as the colour, and I'm just going all over the wall that I've just built up there from the ground up, and that's going to make it look like it's built into a natural cliff face that the castle's just been built on top of. Now, it looks a bit small, doesn't it? And the trick is, I'm just going to cut the top off. You're thinking, well, why are you doing that? Why did you bother placing it there? The reason I placed it there was to give me a guideline for where I brought the ground up to meet it. Also, it gives me the base, which I merged the stonework into. And I didn't destroy any of the towers. I didn't warp any of them, because that can happen if you use the raised ground tool on something that you want to keep. But this way, anywhere where it warped a little bit, just adds detail. It just makes it look a little bit more rustic and like the stones kind of higgledy-piggledy all the way through it. And what I do is I just repeat what I did before. I just copied one of those corners, paste it 4 times all the way around the top, and it makes it a bit higher, makes the wall a bit taller. That's why I got rid of those supports earlier on at the beginning. And I'll just copy and paste that 4 times, and I think you'll like it. And that is the build complete. I hope you like it. I'm pleased with it. I think it's brilliant. This is how you can customize a standard King's Castle in the game and stretch it out and make it as big as you want. You could put houses inside here. You can make an entire fortress city wall that goes around an entire kingdom. And it's just so simple. Just save 3 different blocks in your inventory and you can achieve this each time. Now what you can also do is, using these techniques, you can find other builds that are scattered around the world or in your inventory straight away if you're playing on Sandbox, and you can create and merge designs together, and you could end up with something like this.